Hey everybody, welcome to the Faith and Fandom podcast. Today we are joined by Joy Horsley of FandomFit. If you want to introduce yourself or say hi or greet people.
All right. Hello, everybody. What can I tell them how I met you? Was that
Go
a
for
good
it.
introduction?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I met our geeky pastor here at GalaxyCon in the summer of 2022, and he was selling wonderful things and T-shirts and had a great message. So we kind of hit it off, and that's what brings me here today. But I am the one of the founders and one of the owners of FandomFit, which is a fan. It's a fitness competition with a fandom theme, I guess is the best way to describe it.
So, like, just from like, I know you said you've got different fandoms. We were talking earlier, and you said you've got
Yeah.
different stuff you're interested in too. How did y'all get into this? And like, how did FandomFit come about? Because I've been doing cons for over. I've been attending cons for over a decade now, and y'all are the first nerd geek focused fitness thing. I've seen what I do see pretty often is there will be gyms, like local gyms and fitness centers that will set up at cons, and somebody might wear a costume, but like I've not really seen anything directly focused on this culture. So how did this come about?
Well, I tell you, so I am always interested in working out and getting in better shape, as most of us are. Me in particular, so I can fit into the costumes I plan to wear at GalaxyCon or other cons. So I try to stay age appropriate, but even the age appropriate ones tend to be very form fitting. I've been Queen Hippolyta, I've been Queen Atlanta, I've been the Scarlet Witch, I've been Hella, which was the one I got the most attention for because I got to wear horns. Anyway, all those costumes are very snug. So I work out a lot. And one day I saw an advertisement for a virtual run that had a Star Wars theme. And if you knew me at all you've got to do is put Star Wars on it, and I'm going to purchase it. Big fan. And so I signed up and I got a shirt, and I thought, well, that was really fun. But and I mentioned it to my friends, and they said, I would love to do something like that, because I'm not interested in anything else. And I said, well, let's put something together. So we came up with two different types, but the one that took off was the 5-day competition with 3-man teams. And they have these crazy names like Asgardians Anonymous, or Thanos had a point, or Love and Alderaan places. So they've all got these crazy names, and in 3-man teams, and we compete for 5 days. Every day has a fitness and a nutrition challenge. When you enter your initial information, you enter your age and your weight, and we have kind of a math genius who has come up ways to scale that for the scoring part of it. So that kind of makes it fair all across the board, which was really hard to do, but he's a math whiz, so he came up with that. And so you enter in your scores every day, and by Wednesday of the week, you get kind of an update of what you're doing. So every day you get like a story where you are participating with whatever fandom, whether it's Doctor Who or Doctor Strange or Sonic was last week. So you get to kind of participate with them in a challenge that kind of goes along with the fitness and nutritional activities of that day. You enter your scores. There's grand prizes. And then there's prizes for everyone. So everyone gets a T-shirt and a fandom sticker just for participating.
Oh,
so it's
awesome.
been a lot of fun for us.
But so how did you go from just like you did a virtual run and then to like we're gonna start a whole app? Like
well, we got together and we kind of, we're big fandoms, and we kind of thought, well, what do we want? What would get us excited? And we liked the idea of you get a fandom T-shirt no matter what. We like the idea of you're competing with your friends, because that kind of had some accountability to it. We like the idea of there being a well-rounded fitness and nutrition aspect to it. And we always, by the way, give modified physical parts. So, it kind of fits every physical level. We love our private group where we all encourage each other. There has never been trash talk. Well, first of all, Captain America doesn't allow trash talking. He's very strict on that.
Language.
Yeah, but language. But we at the same time we encourage each other. So it's it's kind of like it developed out of what would we like as people who are really into fandoms, but also want to take our fitness to another level or add something additional or add something fun to our already fitness program. So that's kind of where we ended up where we are. And we asked for a lot of feedback from our fitters, is what we call them. And fitters kind of help us choose the themes. They tell us what they like. They tell us what they don't like. And, we've worked on it for the last 3 years and come up with what we feel is a great product, frankly.
And the community aspect of it is a big deal, because I know that a lot of people kind of get, even if they start off well, like if you don't have somebody going through with you with fitness goals, it's really easy to get sidelined on your own. For me, I used to play racquetball heavily. That was like, my thing. And I was in fantastic shape when I played racquetball like 2-3 times a week. The one guy I played with, he's like, "Oh, I have to go adult somewhere else now." And I'm just like, or just if we're doing different workout plans, if people do something for a short burst and you've got somebody with you, it makes a big difference, because
it does.
Just doing that fitness alone is really discouraging, because like there's so many people, I have a teenage daughter, and over Christmas break we've been going to the gym a lot more as a group. And I asked my oldest daughter, and she's like, "I don't want to go. I feel alone and it makes me feel awkward at the gym." And I'm like, I think we all get that. So I think what you're providing is a really solid connection piece for people to do that. So especially with your discussion community as well.
Definitely. I'm a member. My team is called the Baby Yoda Mamas. And I can tell you, I can promise you, my 2 other teammates constantly tell me that there's weeks they were going, I don't feel like it, but I can't let Joy down. So I'm going to participate. And I, give them lots of kudos when they do that, because that definitely helps our scores. So it is a virtual thing. It is something you work out with at home, but you do interact with people. I like that you mentioned your daughter, because you brought up a good point. We have about 5 families where their whole family does it. So, our youngest is 7.
Okay.
And our oldest was in his late 70s. So it covers everybody, but I love when whole families participate. And that's one of the things the parents tell us, is we've given them a fun activity to do with their kids. And that's, of course, very gratifying for us.
So you said you've been working at it for 3 years now?
Yeah, we started 3 years ago. We do one event each month. I feel like, sometimes I feel like we've hit every fandom, but then we kind of send out this survey to our fitters to say, hey, what fandoms would you like? And there's more fandoms always coming in. And some things I had not participated with before, but now I'm a huge fan of, because we did a fitter. Probably our best event in terms of people that signed up was Avatar, not the James Cameron Avatar, but the Aang Avatar.
Yeah.
We did one with that, the Airbnb, and we got the most signups during that period. So it was definitely a popular fandom. Our second biggest was actually Ghostbusters. But we've done Marvel, we do Star Wars and Marvel and Harry Potter more than once, because those are, people keep voting for those. The one that we've never done, it must have just been bad timing when we introduced this 3 years ago, but nobody wants to do Game of Thrones. They all said no. Everyone got mad.
Well, yeah, 3 years ago would have been a bad time to try and bring Game of Thrones into the equation.
But My Hero Academia was one we were introduced to this year. Dark Souls Gaming. So a lot of I feel like we've done a lot, but there's more that keep coming. I met Will Wheaton in person. And it was the year that Big Bang Theory and Star Wars and everything like that was ending. And I was real worried about what that would do for geek culture. And he said, these things aren't popular because they created things for geeks. They get popular because, you know, we the nerd culture out here makes things popular. And that has certainly proven to be true because every time I turn around, there's another new fandom I hadn't heard of before. And I'm like, oh, great, let's learn this one.
I
And
was
it's
about to
always
say,
good.
I was going to say, if you haven't heard a Spy Family one yet, you can probably expect to see that soon.
Spy Family.
Yeah.
Actually, I think somebody did put that on that they wrote that one in. So that I think I have heard of that. But next month we're doing Jurassic Park. That was the big winner of the most recent vote that we sent out.
And that's the joke I was making when I was like taking some pictures. I was like, if anything will get you cardio going, it's, you know, being chased by a dinosaur.
Absolutely. We give each story kind of a name, and I think this one is like gotta run faster or something like that for that very reason, you know, which is true if you're being chased by a T-Rex.
And then it's what was it in the first one of the new generation where Bryce Dallas Howard is running full tilt from a T-Rex in heels. And,
yes.
and I'm like, you know, is that going to be part of the fitness challenges? How far can you go?
I am sure it is. We play into the whole thing that that all of our fandoms, you know, we all watch these. We're all a fan of these things. We all share the memes of these things. So, you know, each event has a recipe challenge, and our group is so creative in terms of the names they come up with, or making a salad with the avocado to look like Slimer. So we talk about these things a lot. You know, things come up. I think if someone was reminded, we're doing a review of all the themes we had last year on our Facebook right now, and some of them I forgot. Like during the Star Wars themes, someone said, may the forks be with you with their salad, you know, or when we had the supernatural theme, they had like a low-fat cheeseburger, and you know, when we did the Ninja Turtle theme, of course, there was cauliflower pizzas floating around there. So, you know, we talk as we're doing these, we share a lot of the fandom thoughts and the fandom ideas, and there is no doubt that the Bryce Howard running in heels will come up at least once.
Good. So what are your goals for this, like long term? Like, I know you've been building it for 3 years. Where do you want to see it go forward?
Well, I tell you, you know, we have gotten so much encouragement and gotten to know people so well. We'd like to see more of that. The more the merrier has been the object so far. I mean, obviously with any fitness thing, I think you're going to get people that sign up, people that try it, they do it for a little while, but then maybe move on. And that's fine, because, you know, obviously that means we can reuse a lot of these themes going forward. But we just like people showing up and encouraging and saying, hey, I've never exercised before, but now I did. I didn't know I could be a water drinker. I didn't realize how little protein I was eating. I didn't realize I could push myself. So it's the thing that has surprised us the most, Hector, has been the encouragement part of it, and just the community that we made. I mean, fitters, they love each other and they love their fandoms, and everyone has really turned out and participated in real creative ways. And so I'd like to see more of that, obviously.
No, that makes a big difference. And when I think the encouragement level is what's going to keep people staying and going, versus, because I'm not knocking it per se as a business model or whatever, but you know, our local Planet Fitness, at least, you know, offers free pizza when you come sign up. It's like, so people will come sign up for all you can eat pizza and then like not come back. It's like, okay.
Well, we do send a welcome gift. It looks like this. This is my water bottle.
Yeah.
You see now it's covered with the stickers. I don't know if you can see the different fandoms I got here.
Yeah.
So, you know, we send a kind of a welcome gift with stickers or keychains and things like that, not pizza. But, you know, most people are surprised to get it. And they usually say, oh, you made me feel really welcome. So if I could if that would work, I'd send a pizza, but it
I,
seems a little bit defeating.
well, and that's the thing. I don't know if it's kind of counterproductive, but no, I mean, honestly, getting a water bottle or something like that, I mean, it's a tangible thing to make somebody feel welcome. And I think that's a big deal.
Yeah.
So you've been to GalaxyCon. Have you been to many other shows?
No, I've been to a few Comic Cons, some all within driving distance. I've never gone to the big show like you have, Mr. San Diego Comic Con. I've always wanted, you know, what's funny is years ago, I bought somebody San Diego Comic Con tickets as a gift, and never realizing I will never be able to buy them again. I didn't realize that, but they are very hard to get now.
There's a whole lottery system, and what was nuts is I went out to San Diego as a guest of a group called the Christian Comic Arts Society, and
Wow.
they, minus the 2 years that they were out for the pandemic, for 40 years straight they had a Sunday morning church service.
Oh wow.
And so they wanted me out there to be a guest for that and to be on some spiritual themes and comics panels. And the people that brought me out there, I got a badge for being a guest, but the people that brought me out there couldn't get in, like, all the days. So I like, so even the people that work with it on a regular basis, like, couldn't get in it's not guaranteed. And so yeah, it's an experience, but no, GalaxyCon is about your best option in our region. And where are y'all based out of? Because I know you're.
We have some people that live in Charleston. I currently live in North Carolina, just outside of Fort Bragg.
Okay, well, I'm in Lumberton, so.
Oh, okay. Good place. I drive through it every week.
I love Charleston too, though. That's a great area.
It is.
There's a good show in Charleston in February.
Yes. Yeah, we were looking at that one actually.
Yeah, I'll be there.
They were gonna. Oh, are you? Okay.
Yeah.
Was that the one they were having almost like all the Vampire Diaries folks?
I'm not sure.
There was one that I was looking at their guests, and it was like everyone from CW Vampira.
I think that's going to be at the Mad Monster Expo in Charlotte, probably.
Okay.
Charleston is a Captain's Comics Expo that in February at least, and that one's I think it's the last weekend in February, and that's for the Charleston area. It's a really good show.
Awesome.
But I'm
glad you're getting to go, because I was really glad to meet you guys. I feel like your message is extremely important, and I personally love the fact that my parents didn't give me either or. Growing up, they allowed me to learn discernment and to enjoy fandoms as well as enjoy what's real in my faith. So I think that what you're doing is extremely important.
Well, that means a lot. It really does. So if someone's listening to this, watching this, and they're on the fence about this for doing or for getting involved in FandomFit, what would be your here's why you should do it?
Okay, well, if they're on the fence about it, what they could do is write us at, our website is fandomfit.org. Our email is missioncontrol@fandomfit.org. And a lot of times people write us and they're like, I'm not really sure. So we give them the whole thing. We're like, here's a sample workout. When you join, we'll give you a welcome gift. We give you access to our private group on this. When you're done, you can qualify for the bonus rounds, which are Amazon gift cards. You can qualify for the grand prize, which is, it used to be tickets to a theme park, down in Orlando, but then COVID hit. So we just gave everyone the money. So now everyone just gets the cash value of going to a theme park. But you'll still get a prize. You'll get lots of encouragement. You'll get recipe ideas. You'll probably learn some things about yourself that you need to add to your own personal health life. That you didn't know. Like, I realized I don't drink enough water. That was the first thing I ever learned when I joined FandomFit is, man, I need to drink more water. But every week, every month, I think I learned something new. There's some sort of encouragement, or it's a stress reliever, or I like the fact that when I participate, you get 48 hours to do each day's event. So if you can't do it on the day of, you still got another day that you can catch up. So it's very flexible. You get a lot of encouragement. It's a lot of fun. And we personally love it.
That is really cool, man. Just, I've been looking to it for, several months now, and still, like, every time, like, you've said something, oh, that's better than I anticipated, or that's, that's really cool. For you, what do you have any ways you want to see the app or anything grow? Like,
oh, well, yeah, we're still using kind of an email method. We'd like to move away from that completely and have everyone using an app version, but that's still in development. So, we want to get to where we can even right now it's 5 days, but if it grows big enough, then there's an event a week. We'll have to kind of start sparsing people out and spread it over the month. We'd like to get to where we can put the plans together and say, if you just want to buy a month of Marvel and challenge yourself. I mean, we'd like to do challenges like that each month, to where we say, now for those who'd like to step it up a notch, we have this level for you. But right now we just have the 5-day event, and we're just trying to grow that. But there's lots of things we talk about. I personally, because this happened during the Avatar month, there was someone had posted on one of the websites that Amazon saw an increase in people viewing the Avatar cartoon. I don't know that we affected that. I'm not saying we didn't, but I would like to get it to that level where we actually, our interest in these fandoms at any given time shows the industry, hey, we need to make more of this, because there's a whole bunch of people interested in this, because every time there's a fandom that rolls around that month, it's like we all get a little more into it. I mean, personally, you could watch just Supernatural and that covers all the fandoms somehow. There's like a Supernatural meme for every single fandom we found. But like I said, sometimes we have one where people are like, I've never heard of that one, but they'll go and they'll check it out because we do that. I would like to see us actually helping the industry and helping to promote these things. That's my goal.
I've seen a few times where, because with my books, not everybody's gonna like everything that's in each book. Like, I don't expect that, because my tastes are sparse, just kind of all over the place. But there's a lot of times I'll hear someone say, oh, I'd never watched this until I read your devotional on that, and then they went back and so I mean, people actually connecting with each other and enjoying something like that really does affect the whole flow of this culture, is when people can actually connect with things. Because for me personally, I didn't watch Avatar: The Last Airbender until the pandemic. Because and so, like, my whole family, like, went real deep with that, and now
it's awesome.
It is awesome. And then Uncle Iroh is like one of my favorite characters of anything now. And then we went straight from that to Clone Wars, because Dave Filoni, that did the first season of Avatar, did Clone Wars too. And so it was just like, oh, this has to be good too. And we just kind of like rolled right with that, and to the point where there's a Uncle Iroh sitting on my dashboard of my car now. So it's,
oh, that's amazing.
But
hey, how do you feel about James Gunn taking over DC? I mean, since I'm talking to another fandom guy, we talk about this all the time. This is like constantly our group message right now.
So this will be my first time actually like saying anything about this.
Oh, do you want to save it for another?
No, it's good. It's good. Right. Honestly, the current state of the DCEU has been a hot, disheveled mess for a minute, and nothing's been unified. I loved the Batman. Like, I thought that was a great movie. I don't know how much of a franchise you can build across the board with that. And and as I love a lot of what Zack Snyder did, but his takes were very dark and not just fun. And I've been following James Gunn since way early days, like before he signed on to anything. He used to make out, and I'll leave out all the details for it on this just for appropriateness, but he used to make stuff for the network Spike TV. He used to make little 3-minute comedy skits for Spike TV. Like, so before he was making big stuff, but he did a horror movie called Slither, which
Oh wow, you're getting really old school.
yeah. But it starred Nathan Fillion and
Right.
Michael Rooker that plays Yondu. Like, it starred them. But you know, that was before Nathan Fillion even really had a career past Firefly. And so like I've been following him a while, and then he do you watch The Office?
I do. I
Okay.
do watch The Office.
I'm not necessarily recommending this movie, but I'm telling you it exists.
Okay.
Depending on your level for violence or whatever is, you know, that's where you're at with this. But James Gunn wanted to make a superhero epic movie pre-Guardians, way before Guardians, starring Dwight.
Oh, it's starring Dwight,
Starring
not
Dwight.
the actor. The actor, it's starring Dwight.
Basically, it's Dwight as a superhero, basically.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, as Rainn Wilson is that. But he made a movie called Super, that he made on his own budget, and then he shopped it around to every major studio to release it, and
Right.
nobody would do it. So before, like, I was following him like on social media and stuff, trying to convince any studio to put this movie out. But like, it starred Rainn Wilson as a superhero called the Crimson Bolt.
Right.
Then Ellen Page as his sidekick. Kevin Bacon as the main bad guy. Liv Tyler as Rainn Wilson's wife. Yondu as the evil bodyguard. Nathan Fillion playing a Bible TV superhero. And I'm like, very thick cast of good actors. And
Yes.
and with all of that, he couldn't get anybody to release it.
Oh.
So he just released it on his own, put it out independently, and Marvel saw it and said, okay, we're going to give you Guardians. Because
that was what it was. That was what made the decision.
that was that incredibly violent, and it's considered one of the most violent superhero movies out there.
Okay.
Because Rainn Wilson literally walks around with a pipe wrench and just says "shut up, crime" and bashes people. But that movie was what got him in the door to make Guardians. So
Okay.
I say all that to say, when he actually cares about making something succeed, he'll see it through. Because for him to convince all of those actors to join a really off the wall superhero movie and then make it still exist even when people didn't want to watch it, if he'll do that with no budget and no backing, I believe with Warner Brothers and Apple or whoever owns Warner Brothers at the moment, I believe with Warner Brothers backing and actually saying, we're going to support your decisions on this, I think he'll do a lot of good things. I really don't, I don't think he can do any worse than where we've been lately. And one of the biggest concerns I heard from someone was like, they just don't want every superhero movie to be Peacemaker. They don't want everything to be crass and snarky, and like they still want hope and encouragement and some fun. So I believe he can do it. I think there's going to be a lot of hurt feelings in the process.
Yeah,
Because
I mean, we're seeing that now.
and I meant like
we're seeing a lot of hurt feelings.
did I get excited when Henry Cavill came back as Superman for 3 seconds? Absolutely. Was I sad when he was gone? Sure.
Me too.
But did I need another Black Adam movie with Superman awkwardly kind of coming back? I don't know. I enjoyed Black Adam, but like, if that's the future, I don't know where we're going per se.
Yeah.
So honestly, I'm excited about the idea of a good start, because I think that Marvel did such a good job pacing themselves over their phases. And I think the DC's biggest problem, and by the way, I'm a DC person. Like this, as you can see, this
me too. My gym is full of Wonder Woman.
Like this whole shelf is just Batman.
I know. I see all your Batmans.
So I'm a DC person. And I'll say that DC's biggest failure cinematically was the fact that they tried so hard to be Marvel so fast instead of just developing their stuff. Because when they just made their own stories, when they made the Dark Knight trilogy, and when they made some independent things, or just that weren't trying to fit into that universe creation, I think they did really well. But it's, so I think James Gunn will do good. And a lot of people recognize James's name, but not Peter Safran, like the other guy. Peter Safran's the guy that gave us Shazam. And I enjoy Shazam. I also really love Zachary Levi. So if that's what we've got to look forward to, great. Because I think the second Suicide Squad movie was a better movie than most of DC's stuff as far as like composition, and I'm hopeful.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I'm always hopeful. And and you expressed a lot of what we've been saying. So this is why I love when fandoms get together. When fans get, because we all tend to kind of talk very similar in terms of it. And I was the same way. It's like, I love DC and I want to see it be as great as it can be. And sometimes it felt like it just wasn't quite there. So I'm excited to see what's coming. I'm hopeful, as you are. We're all hopeful.
But I think it's honestly, if they're going to build something new, it's better to build on a blank, solid foundation than try and like prop this up on like some rickety chairs here and there. So I think, I am hopeful, but like it hit me, I just crossed 40 last year, and I'm like, I don't know how many full generations of superhero movies I've got left in me. Because if it's
baby. You're a baby.
I get it. I'm not, that place, but like if it took Marvel, over 15 years to get from point A to point B to finish one long story, I'm like, I'd like to see DC do something nice that actually spans a whole thing for a while. So
yeah, that would be great. And you got, like I said, our oldest fitter's in his 70s, so you got plenty of time. You got plenty of time to see all sorts of mistakes.
Yeah, plenty of time for all the mistakes. It'll be good.
Well, I'm sorry to get off on that tangent, but it's always fun for me to talk about.
No, absolutely. I enjoy
this
that.
Is like our whole family Christmas conversation, actually.
I try not to even have those conversations in, as I'll put it, Muggle settings, just because I know I'll yammer on.
Yeah, pull up a chair. If you're going to ask that, you're going to hear a long answer.
Yeah, that's like somebody will say something about Clone Wars or some of the Star Wars cartoons, and I'm just like, it's over. Just sit down. We'll talk.
Yeah, I'm my family's Harry Potter expert, actually. So yeah, I'm good with all those that you just said, but Harry Potter's where it's like, don't come at me unless you've read the books, because I will correct you.
One of my favorite things is recently, just over Christmas break, there's a young lady from our community. She's a therapist, but she's got a really good sense of humor, and she had never watched any of the Harry Potter anythings or read anything. And so for her Christmas break, she live tweeted all 8 movies.
Oh, how fun.
And so she just has a wicked sense of humor. And so like I'm just like, that was one of my favorite things over Christmas, was just watching her tweet these things. And so like she her first introduction to Dobby, when Malfoy kicked him down the stairs or whatever, she was like she spent like 2 minutes laughing on video at Dobby. And at that point, and then 3 days later, she's like ugly crying over Dobby. And so like, take a screenshot of what she said, is like, remember when you were clowning on him 2 days ago? Shame on you.
I know. And I still cry at anything dealing with Dobby in the later books. I guess I don't want to say spoilers, but I guess most people, that's not really a spoiler at this point. But
at this point, maybe not. Just if it's a spoiler, it's you've chosen to,
you've chosen to be spoiled.
You've chosen to be spoiled.
You did that to yourself.
Has there been any for FandomFit, has there been anything that you enjoy that you haven't done yet?
We haven't done Buffy yet. Now, I'm a big Buffy fan, and we haven't done any Buffy. I keep bringing it up every every October, hoping we'll kind of have it as a Halloween thing, because we've done Scooby-Doo, we've done Ghostbusters, we've done some things, Walking Dead, that definitely lean into the Halloween theme, but no Buffy. And I keep, I say, hey, we can include Twilight in it. We can have some sparkly vampires if you want to, we're just like, but it hasn't happened yet. I would still like to see Buffy, but we've had so many good ones. I've enjoyed them all. So it's not too bad.
I'm not sure about, the FandomFit community. I know that the Buffy community has been kind of timid lately just because of all the Joss Whedon stuff last year. And so anytime you're suggesting.
There's a caveat with every time someone brings that up, it's like they've got to put a disclaimer about what I'm about. Same with Harry Potter, there's a J.K. Rowling disclaimer at the beginning of it where I like the art, not the artist, or what have you. So, that might be the holdup. So hopefully he'll redeem himself at some point, and if that's the holdup, because I love Buffy personally.
One of my favorite things, period, is the Buffy musical. Once
Yes.
More with Feeling. I love.
Oh, it's so great. It's so great. Once
More with Feeling is like my go-to euphoria of like 45 minutes of just like sing the whole thing. And on that note, did you ever watch Dr. Horrible?
I watched parts of it, because I love Nathan Fillion. I was a huge Firefly fan. I still, like, once a year will go. I try to let enough time go by to where I feel like I've forgotten enough to where I can watch the 12 episodes and appreciate all of them. And every time so anything with Nathan Fillion, it's going to have my attention. And so I've watched bits and pieces of it, but I've never sat down and watched the whole thing the way you should.
Okay.
I will.
I recommend that, because that's about as good as the Buffy musical. But yeah, that's good. I hope you get your Buffy.
It comes up on my Pandora station, because I have a Once More with Feeling Pandora station. So yeah, they'll shoot that music in there. So that's always good.
It's just really fun to watch too, especially the fact that it was a 2008 thing of a supervillain making a vlog, and now it's like it feels more like it belongs in 2022 or 23 than 2008. So
he was ahead of his time.
He was. So any other thoughts or ideas or anything you want to share about FandomFit before we're done for the day?
I think we've covered a lot of it. Some of the stuff we've heard back from our, because we always, with our survey, we always say, tell us anything, or we'll do a check-in halfway through the week, and we get all these good responses. So I was just going to tell you that what people like about it, obviously, you lose 3 to 4 pounds that week, but we've had people who have like held on to that 3 or 4 pound loss until the next one. And they've dropped shirt sizes, and they've participated in half marathons or 5Ks for the first time. They've made friends. We've had some visit each other from across the country. Like when they're in town, they're like, hey, can I stop by and say hello? So just, it's a good community. You get to talk about fun stuff like you and I just did. And we just love it. And we would love to welcome anyone who enjoys fandom and wants to get a little bit more in shape or a little bit healthier in 2023. We'd love to have them participate.
Awesome. One recommendation I would make for you guys, just moving this, just, you don't have to do this or anything.
Hit me with it.
If you did a FandomFit like competition at cons as a panel.
Oh, okay.
Almost every con will, especially like because you've done GalaxyCon, you can right now submit panel ideas for GalaxyCon on their website. And if you get a panel, you also get free admission.
Oh, that would be nice.
And I'll say this, GalaxyCon has been the most welcoming of all shows to me, for what I do. And because I've submitted to do church services and discussion panels and stuff like that, they've told me yes when panel or shows I've been doing for 7 or 8 years still tell me no.
Okay.
But like right now, if you submit a panel to, GalaxyCon or any show and like actually did it where you have a small fitness competition, and actually where you can promote this there,
Okay.
like maybe you're giving out some of your shirts or stickers or anything else as prizes, but then you can introduce what Fandom Fit is with there, and I think that'd be a good like community builder as
Oh,
well.
that's an excellent idea. I would say probably our weakest place right now is figuring out where to promote us. We have Facebook, and we have the social medias and everything like that, but we'd like to do a little more reaching out. And so sometimes I don't always know where to find anything. So that is excellent. And I'm going to do that. I mean, every time you say something, I write it down. Like I put the prices and the Captain's Comic Expo and all that. So
let me throw one more at you then while you're jotting. If you aren't already using this, based on where y'all are at, southernfan.com.
Okay.
That is a mostly comprehensive list of every con opportunity from, let's say, Virginia to Florida.
Okay.
And they'll list like little ones, big ones, and for y'all to even set up a booth to say this is what it is and demonstrate it, I think it'd be pretty cool.
Well, thank you. That's some excellent stuff. I appreciate it. Running into you at GalaxyCon was a great thing. So I'd like to be it more.
So for cost, because I don't think I've asked this, what does like the experience for like what are the periods for signing up? Like what's the cost look like to do it?
Well, you can sign up at any time. It's $9.99 a month. We always like to say less than not a happy meal, but less than a value meal. These days, a month. So it's pretty reasonable, we think, considering you get a t-shirt and a sticker sent to you, and lots of encouragement. So, and you can unsubscribe at any time. We had some guys who just wanted to do the Ninja Turtle. They signed up for just that event. And when they were done, they was like, hey, we had a great time, but this is our only interest in life. So we're going to unsubscribe now. We were like, well, thanks for coming. And that we unsubscribed them. So you can unsubscribe at any time and participate at any time. Some people, only do the Marvel events. So they just wait till the next one pops up. Fortunately, there's a lot of Marvel events that we do. That's the cost. We haven't raised it. We're not planning to. We find it to be a pretty good value.
That's awesome. All right. And where can they find all of your stuff? You've mentioned it before, but let's just all put it in one spot.
Yeah, let's put it all together. So fandomfit.org is our website. Our Instagram is FandomFit Nation. Fandom Fit is our Facebook. There is a private group called Fandom Fitters that you have to request to be a part of, but it's not like we're going to turn you down or anything. It's like, hey, come on in. And so that's our social media that most people reach out to us. And the website's where you sign up, fandomfit.org.
And you've got Jurassic Park next. Do you have the thing after Jurassic Park?
Not actually, I do, but I didn't write that. I have it on my calendar, and my calendar's sitting out there with the rest of my work today. But what was it? Oh, now that's going to drive me crazy. But just to let you know, I had some t-shirts here, so you can see some of the ones we've done before. We've done Loki, and we've done just to give you a sample of what our shirts look like. This one, nice. Can you guess who it is?
Yeah.
Sherlock. This was we love doing Lord of the Rings. So we've done Lord of the Rings from both angles, both from sometimes we did it from the orc side, but this was, when we did it from the Hobbit side. And then this was the one we did it from the orc side, but we made it look like Abbey Road.
Nice.
So just to give you an example of the kind of shirts that you get, they're very, very soft, by the way. We just did Sonic. The one before that we did Ghostbusters in October. We've done Doctor Strange earlier this year. I know we did Dark Souls last February because they're doing a review of all the ones we did last year. So if you want to see the types of ones we did all last year, you can go to our Fandom Fit on Facebook, because we're kind of showcasing that right now along with some recipes and things.
Awesome. Well, Joy, thank you for hanging out and taking time with us. And people, I hope are going to check this out. And if they have any questions, they can hit you up. And what was the mission control
missioncontrol@fandomfit.org.
Okay. Mission
And
control.
all of our staff has names like that. We have the VP of Glory, we have the Ministry of Magic, and my personal email is the oracle@thefandomfit.com. So, there's lots of different ways we play into the different fandoms, but Mission Control goes to all of us. So if you have a question, use missioncontrol@fandomfit.org.
Sweet. Well, thanks for joining with us today. And
Thank you for
y'all,
having me.
absolutely. And if y'all have any questions for Joy or any of the FandomFit folks, please hit them up. And thanks. And I'll just say this, thanks for making this contribution, because I think it makes this whole community better, because it's a positive thing. It's an encouraging thing. And there isn't a lot of promotion for healthy living in nerd culture too often. So that's good. That's good.
Well, we want everyone around to keep these things going. And Hector, thank you for having me. I appreciate, as I've said already, I appreciate what you do. And I definitely appreciate your message. I feel like it's very important. And I'm so glad you were at GalaxyCon when I was walking through, not just because I love my t-shirt and Death Star candles, which I do very much, but I just appreciate meeting you and your staff and your team and what you do.
Thank you so much. All right. Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining us, everybody on Facebook, and we will see you later.